Meine Freunde, wieder zurück zu Starfield und wir sind mitten im Geschehen. Let's go. Okay, das ist jetzt uncool. Das ist jetzt richtig uncool. Ziemlich uncool. Ziemlich. Schauen wir mal. Dietrich und schon wieder. Nein, ich habe das eh schon voll drauf. Brauchen wir 3. Nein. Okay. Es geht nur 2 und dann machen wir es so. Perfekt. Ah, ich hab's einfach drauf. Das heißt, machen wir es so. Zack. Zack. Perfekt. Sicherung deaktivieren. Ja. Bestätigt. Perfekt. So, jetzt habe ich Alarm deaktiviert. Perfekt. Jetzt haben wir die Jalousien auch noch. Okay. Und jetzt? Alter. Da kann ich nicht mehr. Ah, lol. Ich bin voll. Na, echt jetzt? Hab ich hier was essen? Yummy, yummy. So. Gleich haben wir's. Jetzt muss ich da wieder raus. Alter! Das kann nicht wahr sein, gell? Wie komme ich da jetzt durch? Kletter halt drauf, Mann! Ah. Ah, was? Echt jetzt? Dieser Scherz, gell? Ja, gut, sagen wir es so. Ein bisschen schief gegangen.
Won't lie. Let's do it.
What?
Komm. Das Chamäleon hat mich irgendwie verarscht, gell?
Gorgeous weather today.
Du bist wer?
Working at the office.
Arbeitest du
Yeah,
hier?
I work at MAST, in the Office of Interstellar Affairs. I'm a sort of liaison between the UC and the Freestar Collective. I help solve communication problems, show visiting diplomats the city, things like
Okay,
that.
cool.
Probably doesn't sound all that exciting to you, but I love it. I've been interested in a diplomatic
Diplomatin,
career since
ja?
I was a kid. No, I'm from Neon. I moved here a couple months ago for a job at the Office of Interstellar Affairs.
Kommt aus Neon, sag einmal.
Thanks. Maybe I'll see you around.
Ja, wir unterhalten sich mal. Komm.
Do you like plants?
Nein, das frage ich nicht. Oh Gott, du bist...
Boo! Did I scare you? Hello?
Ja. Hey, ich hab was für euch.
Administrations come and go in the big city, but SSNN is here to stay.
Du sagst
Can I
es.
help you?
Ja, ich glaube, ich habe eine Nachrichtenmeldung für dich, die dich sehr interessieren würde. Ich habe als nächste Größe alles auf die Ladies bauen.
Well, I'll be the judge of that. What's this so-called story about?
Alter.
Corporate greed claims victims once more. And you have evidence to support this
Ja,
claim.
sicher habe ich.
Perfect stranger or not, we won't air anything without some sort of hard evidence. I don't suppose you want to tell me how you got this evidence.
Nein.
Well, obviously the truth is what matters most. But oftentimes, the source can help substantiate the evidence. We have a reputation to uphold as a news network. I'm sure you can understand that.
Ja.
Of course. I just hope your source is as reliable as you think they are.
Hey.
Is there at least a name I can cite as my source? Why am I not surprised? As long as the evidence is adequate and verifiable, I expect it'll be aired within the hour, if not sooner. Now, if you'll excuse me, I obviously have some work to do.
Perfekt. Ah, Sammy, du fangst mich nicht, du fangst mich nicht, du fangst mich nicht.
SSNN is supposed to be impartial. I think the UC's got a finger on the scale there. Or a whole hand.
So. Ich will nichts sagen, aber... Ah, ich habe keine
I don't know
Schmuggelware.
what's wrong with me, but
Und die
Neon might be my
Schmuggelware kann
favorite
ich...
place to visit.
Und zwar...
Syndicate's been pretty
Ja. Ja, buddy. Du bist...
There's nothing better for erasing the stress.
This is the only shop in town where you'll find neuroamps like these. Interested in neuroamps? Bye-bye.
Ciao. Bald bin ich ein Manager, Leute. Bald bin ich ein Manager. Und dann könnt ihr alle nach Neon kommen. Und leben wie Könige.
I've yet to hear anything of note on SSNN. Let's hear your report.
Ja.
Good. David won't be able to resist a story like
Ja,
this.
glaube ich
He'll
auch.
do some preliminary confirmations, which will be enough to get the broadcast out to the public. And how did the neuroamp perform?
Perfekt.
I thought it would be. So now it's just a waiting game for SSNN to break the news. Once the story airs, we have another board meeting scheduled to decide how to handle Infinity.
Go ahead,
That's
Maeve.
The SSNN broadcast has started. Shall I patch it through?
Yes, thank you.
Infinity Ltd. and Lucas Drexler are currently under investigation for a number of violations, including murder for hire, unauthorized human trials, and corporate theft. Authorities representing the UC and the Freestar Collective have been dispatched to a consolidated mining station and the clinic. Both locations are believed to hold numerous victims. Drexler's motivation appears to be an attempt to launch a new product based off stolen information from a competitor. The details on the project itself and the competitor have yet to be confirmed. This has been David Barron for SSNN.
Perfect. This exposure puts Infinity right where we want them.
Nicht
The
schlecht.
meeting will begin momentarily, but I want you to discuss the options we have with the other members. Infinity's net worth is about to hit rock bottom. So this gives us the opportunity to win a little more public faith.
Ja. Ja.
Infinity is about to crumble before the eyes of the public. They employ thousands of people, and those thousands of people are now worried about their jobs. That's where we come in. First, we'll issue a public statement expressing disgust at their leadership, but sympathy for the innocent workers. That's when we offer to acquire them.
Perfekt.
Quite right. The truth is, we'll be making evaluations. We'll shed any employees who don't make the cut, slowly but surely. By incorporating Infinity, we eliminate a competitor, get their best employees and contracts, and all while boosting our public perception.
No good deed goes unpunished by the lot of you.
Nach einem Win-Win und ich dachte schon, dass
We've already done some initial
Yeah?
evaluations, so I'm certain of it. Infinity has a lot of appeal being in New Atlantis. I'm sure plenty of brilliant minds are there because they prefer the location. Plus, there's always that handful of people that think they've got something to prove by not working for Ryujin. As if other corporations are really any better. I'm glad we're on the same page.
Stimmt doch.
Which is why I'd like you to talk to the board to convince them this is the right move. There are several who might disagree, and you have the perfect tool to help sway them.
Wow. Already using your little toy against fellow employees. That didn't take long.
Do I need to have your associate escorted out of the building?
Oh,
Nein.
I'm sorry. Did I hurt your feelings? Well, it wouldn't be the first time I got kicked out for throwing the truth in someone's face.
If you think I make these decisions lightly, you're sadly mistaken. Besides, maintaining Infinity Ltd. is the most beneficial outcome for all sides. I think even you could agree with that.
Sure, I can agree with the outcome, just not the method of getting it. If it's really so beneficial, your board members should recognize that and not even need this kind of persuasion.
Yes, that's exactly what it's designed for. The bright side being, they'll never know.
Alter.
Fine. Whether or not you use the internal neuroamp is up to you, but I still want results. You'll find most of the board members in their offices preparing. Vina is also here, waiting for the meeting to start. We'll need at least 50% of the vote to go our way. In the event of a tie, I will make the final decision. I trust you'll get it done.
Let's get that artifact to the lodge. So long.
Okay.
Don't wander into any restricted areas.
So, Inventar, jetzt wissen wir, was wir machen müssen. So, wir brauchen... Habe ich noch was? Ich weiß nicht, habe ich was gefunden? Ah!
Did Masako send you to try and convince me to acquire Infinity Ltd? I think we both know that's not going to work. Our public perception is good enough. If you ask me, reaching out to save Infinity just makes us look weak. The internal neuroamp gives us the power to crush our competitors, not take them under our wing. This is exactly why Masako's time as CEO is finished.
Yeah.
Oh? Your response tells me Masako must have given you similar advice. It'd be unlike her to not fully exploit an advantage. Especially when she believes acquiring Infinity is the right thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Ryujin Industries isn't a corporation built on heart. I think you know that. The benefits may exist, but the message will be stronger. As long as everyone has Ryujin's best interests in mind, this should make for an interesting meeting. You and me both. Now, if you'll excuse me, I still have a lot of preparations to make.
Boah, das wird schwieriger als gedacht. Hey.
If operation starts to bore you, let me know. You'd make a perfect lab rat for the R&D team.
Ja.
And how's my favorite patient doing? Not seeing any temporal memory flashes or losing time, I hope.
Nein.
That's great. I'd say Project Dominion is ready for legitimate human trials in that case. One step closer to seeing market approval. Genevieve is going to be so excited. So, tell me what you think of the neuroamp. I hope you're not actually suggesting that the technology I spent years working on and perfecting never sees the light of day. This is groundbreaking work. My life's work. Fine, fine. Make your case.
Okay.
It could definitely do a lot of damage in the wrong hands. You really think they could come after me? Well, perhaps I really do need more data. Well, this conversation's made me feel like a proper monster. But you're right. In a perfect world, tech like this is used for good. But this world is far from perfect. It is. It really is. For years, my only focus has been, is this possible? And then, how do I make it work? I never stopped to consider if it was right, or what it would mean. I guess it'll be up to a vote either way. It's not on the meeting agenda, so I assume you'll bring it up yourself? We just have to hope the others will see reason. So the next question is, what will the fate of Infinity Ltd be?
Ja.
Exactly. Not that I want to gloat over it. Maybe just a little. Okay, so DeMarcus and I have really been looking forward to it, so fingers crossed this deal goes through. Well, this has certainly been the most interesting conversation of my day. All we can do now is look forward to the meeting, right? See you in there.
Okay. Da.
I'm glad we're making an effort in our appearance today. Just the person I wanted to see. I want to get all the details locked down for this meeting, and I believe you to be one of the best sources available.
Ja.
Good. I prefer first-hand feedback when available.
Dafür bin ich ja da.
You've had the chance to encounter members of Infinity Ltd. Throughout your assignments here. Do you think they're worth redemption? And why? Saving the jobs of thousands is altruistic, which is not a luxury corporations have.
Okay.
It's a financial burden. It would be a huge undertaking on my part. Perhaps I wanted to see if I could be convinced otherwise. It's easy to say, it's the right thing to do for someone in your position. But for me, Infinity Ltd. Is a huge financial unknown. It's high risk versus mediocre reward. That is a plea more well spent on Genevieve or Alexis. I prefer to focus on the numbers and leave emotions out of my decision-making. Your disdain is noted. And perhaps you thought I'd care because you're hopeful. Next question. What is your opinion on how Masako handled the mole situation? Any insight into what made it successful?
Okay.
Interesting. So this must have been a situation that required some extreme secrecy on their part.
Yeah.
I appreciate the insight. I suppose I should ask if there's anything I can do for you, considering how helpful you've been.
Yeah.
It's only dangerous to those who can't afford one. Hence the added motivation that will bolster sales. It's possible. But with Alexis and Genevieve driving the restrictions and presentation of such a product, it's also highly unlikely. This has been rather enlightening for me. I appreciate the time.
Komm schon.
Is Masako checking up on me to make sure I'm on her side? Well, you can let Masako know to rest easy. It just so happens that her agenda lines up with mine. We just need to grab Infinity Ltd. While it's got the public's full attention. I'm all about free PR, especially when it's painting us in a good light.
Okay.
I'm sure I can squeeze enough goodwill out of this to last us at least a year.
Yeah.
All right. I suppose you've earned the right to voice your opinion after everything you've done, qualified or not. So let's hear it.
Alter.
Of course, which is why I know it requires some very delicate handling. But unlike Alexis, I believe we can get the proper restrictions and regulations in place to have a marketable product. We do it every day with weapons we arm ourselves and our ships with.
Ja, aber...
Don't I know it? I think Alexis and I are truly going to have our work cut out for one another. We'll discuss security ramifications with Dalton, and I'm sure there are alterations, safety nets, if you will, that we'll need from Vina. It's sure to be quite the undertaking. Well, it seems your talents really do stretch beyond just being an operative. Thanks for the extra insight.
Fuck. Na, jetzt wird es auch...
If only there were more hours in the day.
Ja, ja, komm.
Great, the bane of my department. If you need something, make it quick.
Okay.
Not much to discuss there. I believe I've made my case quite clear to Masako
Warum?
on why I am against it. All right, I could use the entertainment. Tell me why Infinity is a good asset.
Okay.
If it was anyone other than Infinity, I assure you it would. When it comes to profit, I suppose all my arguments do fall short.
Das war knapp, Leute.
Well, what do you know? I think you just convinced me. Talent like yours belongs in the courtroom.
Ja? Oh.
Don't even get me started. First off, if I find out you used that device on me, I will tie you up in court on whatever charges I can conjure for the rest of your life. Second, that tech is one major human rights violation that no legal team wants to fight. I'll do whatever I can to make sure it's either severely delayed or collects dust in
Mach das.
storage.
Finally, someone in this whole company is talking sense.
Also,
Well, I'm both glad and surprised to hear the one person who has one say that. Masako's lucky to have you at her disposal, even if you are a continual thorn in my side. You may be the greatest asset, aside from the internal neuroamp, that Ryujin has. This exchange has been surprisingly insightful, but now I really do need to get back to my notes.
ja. Dalton,
This
bitte.
meeting should prove to be very interesting. I assume Masako briefed you on her preferred outcome.
Ja.
That blasted tech.
That implant needs to be destroyed, and every shred of research put in a nice little pile so we can burn it all up. Just in case you care about my opinion.
If it were up to me, I'd have shut down Project Dominion
Danke,
a long
Delta.
time ago. I knew it was a grave security risk, and look what happened. You read my mind. Let's just hope Masako and the others see it that way. Plus,
Let's hope.
if we vote to acquire Infinity Ltd., we're about to add a significant workload onto my team.
Ja.
The last thing I want to deal with are any more incidents this new neuroamp might cause.
Ja, denk mit wenigstens.
I imagine we're looking at months of work. Infinity Ltd. is obviously not known for their
Ja, du
security.
schaffst es, Dalton, ich weiß
I
es.
only hope that Masako and the others will be patient with the process. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some preparations to make. We'll be announcing Ularu's termination of employment at this meeting, so I need to have security ready to escort her off the premises.
Ah. So, sitzen. Wenn Ularu jetzt weggeht, dann könnten wir eigentlich... Ah, na, jetzt stehe ich wieder auf. Setz dich wieder hin.
All right, everyone. As you all know, we've successfully exposed Infinity Ltd's botched human trials and murder for hire through SSNN. The public is demanding their leadership, namely Lucas Drexler, face trial, and he's probably writing his resignation as we speak. Ryujin will be launching a statement, but I believe now is the perfect time to acquire Infinity Ltd.
The operative is right. Legal ramifications are a certainty, but the benefits far outweigh the disadvantages.
Arguments?
Infinity Ltd. could be the Pandora's box of financial and legal risks. I simply cannot support an acquisition.
We should be crushing our competition, not rescuing them from their own flaws. This is a weak decision, Masako, and you know it. In fact, I move that Masako be removed from CEO altogether.
Ularu, this isn't a line you want to cross.
And considering you're the mole, if anyone's going to be removed from power, it's going to be you.
Hold up. Are you saying you lied to us?
Dalton, the last meeting we had, you distinctly said Imogene was the mole, and she'd been dealt with.
Wir mussten also lügen, um einen Job zu legen. Diese Methoden sind euch allen sicher vertraut.
Do you even have any proof to back up this outrageous claim?
Of course we do. The malicious code you hid on this slate to upload incriminating evidence against Masako onto Lucas Drexler's computer.
To put it bluntly, Ularu, you're fired. Security will hold you in your office until a proper exit interview can be done.
This isn't right. I should at least have the opportunity to resign.
And allow you to still be marketable to a competitor? I don't think so. This may be news to me, and I will be reviewing the evidence closely. But this isn't something you just get to walk away from.
Security, escort Miss Chen to her office and see that she stays put.
You'll regret this. All of you.
I believe the only regret would be trusting you to begin with.
All right, back to business. All in favor of acquiring Infinity Ltd?
Aye.
All against?
Nay.
Good. Alexis, start drawing up the necessary documentation. Anyone have anything else they'd like to bring up? The internal neuroamp is a key component of Ryujin Industries' success for the next 10 years, if not more. Why would we shelve it after we've finally perfected it? Well?
I can't believe I'm saying this, but he's right. Regardless of the pros, the cons are too morally and ethically irresponsible to move forward with.
Ja, genau.
Agreed. Not to mention the security risks.
Very well. All in favor of shelving Project Dominion?
Aye.
All against?
Nay.
We'll start up discussions on how to handle Project Dominion in the future. In the meantime, at least the only person to have one is our own operative. Internal neuroamp research will continue. The dangers have been noted. And don't worry, I'm certain between Alexis and Genevieve, any legal or moral issues will be taken care of by the time it goes to market. Any other matters to bring forth? None? This concludes our order of business for today.
Schade.
So much work to do.
Okay. Ja?
I'm glad we're making an effort in our appearance today.
So, Infinity Ltd. learned a lesson the hard way, and we exposed the traitor among us. You've proven yourself to be quite the asset here at Ryujin.
Ich weiß. Ich habe nur meinen Job gemacht.
Lyndon and I already had that conversation, and yes, you will be getting an increase in wages from now on.
Huh.
I truly appreciate the work you put into exposing Ularu. No operative has ever had to investigate our own to the extent that you did. I can imagine it may have been a lot of pressure, considering you were fairly
Das war
new at the
easy.
time.
Das war easy.
Isn't that what every new assistant does? But seriously, taking Lauer down was the best thing that's come out of this.
Du warst immer nötig.
Imogene's instincts were right about you.
Ja?
Now, as promised, I have your bonus. I hope you'll find it appropriate for all you've done. And I'm promoting you to senior
Ich
operative.
meine Beförderung.
You've more than earned it. As for the details, I think someone back on the operations floor would prefer to explain those to you.
Okay. Was? Beweislas, okay. Oh. Fraktion beendet.
Operative?
Sprich mit Sarah
I
Mark.
got my eye on you.
I can't imagine there's going to be anything easy about this transit.
Wer ist Sarah Mark? Keine Ahnung. Aber wir sprechen mit ihr. Das ist jetzt ein Leistungsgespräch, gell? Oh.
Well, look who it is.
Ja, will ich.
Here to gloat. So you did. What do you want? A medal?
Ja.
Enjoy this little victory while it lasts. It's only a matter of time before Masako lets the competition run you over. And by then, I'll have recovered from this setback.
Glaub ich
Just
nicht.
in time to pick up the pieces.
Hm.
You and Masako are the delusional ones. I should be the one running this corporation. I've been earning it ever since the day I started here. 10 years from now, when Ryujin's being choked by competition, you'll all regret this. Now get out. I'm tired of you.
Oh, ist sie beleidigt. Let's go. Imogen. Ich habe eine Beförderung bekommen. Hey.
Something you need? Hey there.
Was gibt's
Taking a
Neues?
break. Do you even listen to SSNN? That news about Drexler is so damning.
Oh
The
yeah.
man condoned murder for hire and illegal human trials.
Ah, das
Like
kennen wir schon.
The settled systems isn't.
Ja. Das kennen wir schon. Das haben wir in Gang gesetzt. Hey. Was ist hier drauf? Hey.
You've certainly shaken things up around here. I still can't believe Ularu tried to frame me. An obvious misjudgment on my part. But
Hattest du.
now that's all in the past. It's time to get back to your typical day-to-day.
Ja.
And I'd say it's good to be back if I hadn't returned to a mountain of paperwork. Now, since you were new, you've been dealing with people, but most of our assignments are generated on the mission board. The board holds any available assignments that our techs have pieced together, and I've approved. Questions?
Ja.
I wish. Assignment approval isn't exactly riveting work. With your promotion, you've earned yourself an office, so whenever you're ready, you can find your own personal mission board inside. And the best perk of them all, you're free to make your own hours. Oh, and congratulations, of course.
Danke.
You certainly will. Go check out the board, and if you have any questions, I suppose I can start up an open door policy. Just for you.
Oh. Wo ist mein Büro, Leute? Ah, das ist nicht mein Büro. Ah. Leute, das ist mein Büro. Ah, geil. Das war drinnen die Waffe. Und dann schauen wir mal kurz rein. Okay. Passt. Mal alles angenommen. So Leute. Und hier werden wir auch jetzt die Folge beenden in unserem netten Büro, was wir uns reglich verdient haben. Noch nicht CEO, aber bald. Also, bleibt dran und wir sehen uns in der nächsten Folge. Und ja. Bis dann. Tschüssi.